God, look at this, it's all brass. This come from the Romans, one of the temples in the Rome that they took out of the roof.
Of the Eastern Church to theologians of the Western Church. And the message is clear. Under the superior authority. Now, here we are, huh? Here we are. Look, the facade of the church, on top is of Jesus. Jesus is flanked by the first two personages who understood to be in front of the Son of the Almighty God. Who can marry the King was the Son of the Almighty God. King John the Baptist, he is a cousin, and so is Peter. The other ones are the apostles. It's gave the blessings every Christmas day.
It's the Pope's apartments. That's where the Pope lives. That's where he gives his blessing from up there. This is standing in St. Peter's Square.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. What I have told you yesterday is visible wherever you move around Rome, and your attention is captured by impressive monuments, but belonging basically to three moments: the Rome of the Caesars, the Rome of the Popes, the Rome of the Italians. We are waiting for a flood. Not downtown, but close by Rome, where is the oculus into that bridge. When the wall gets to that bridge through the centuries, meant that Rome shortly would have been flooded.
In the middle of it.
And now there is Greeks protecting the sick people as well, connected with a health assistance. Two hospitals are looked by Julius Caesar, personally by Julius Caesar, in the year 46 before the Common Era, which means 65% of both bridges are authentical. Outfall of the drainage sewerage system of Rome is a church, obviously, but the church, because we're going to see the Roman imperial residence, crowning and imperial palaces. Below, what you see, a group of barbarians. There is the valley of the Circus Maximus.
Maximus.
The biggest, most enormous amusement spot in Rome. Imagine that 400,000 spectators could have been sheltered in there while attending chariots races, horses races, gladiators combats. On your right hand side, I pointed to the President of the Republic of Italy, the second one's organization. That's the place where every year representatives have to starve during the next coming year. food provisions station. Here, instead of
Statue of Neptune.
movie tracks, you have to imagine the market area. All the way down to the right, the last. Here, the temple of Portunus on your left. We're going to see on the right hand side, ahead of us, is a
7 centuries old.
traffic lights intersection. But attention, the way we're going to cross in a few seconds. Church of St. Nicolaus incorporates in itself remains of 3 different pagan worship places, 24, 25 centuries old.
35 centuries
And then you
old.
have the Theatre of Mart,
This
very well
one's
preserved,
31 centuries.
because it has become a condominium.
Yeah.
It is a condominium. 3 columns of the Temple of Apollon, behind them the Jewish district of Rome, and shortly we're going to see the different comfortable, inviting people to reach the square on top, surrounded by the buildings of the city. Something planned to punish, something planned to favor people, that, which has become the headquarters of the fascist party. Mussolini was used to address his speeches from the central balcony in the heart of the facade, today hidden behind scaffoldings. All the way down to the left is the Bonaparte's house. You see where is the green projecting balcony on the corner? That's the Bonaparte, Napoleon I, the short one. The matter of Napoleon died exactly the huge, wide marble hulk we have on our land, in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of the unification of this country. Few years later, in 1921, they have added soldier mausoleum. And there you see those 2 poor wet soldiers flanking the coins planned by the will of the Emperor Trajan in order to put under control gold mines in Transylvania. Transylvania is Minister of
excavation here.
Defense. You see, it's
Digging it all
the
up.
image of Dracula. On your left, on your right, the remains of the Roman Forum. The buildings that you see today are ruins. Look, all the way down at the Arch of Septimius Severus in very good conditions. Then you have the first example of a standing similar to the Sistine Chapel on your right. But then majority of these things, ruins, fragments, humble memories of what had been the cradle of the Roman culture. Because in here the Romans concentrated political, administrative, social, cultural, religious, of Maxentius. You see just the 28% of it. Second low court. Along the containing wall there are 4 geographical marble maps which describe in first century AD, second century AD, the growth of Rome. Today is visible over there. Look, if they are run down, it's because people have decided was the moment of the salvation of the Colosseum. For the moment, though, you can enjoy from here. Shortly, we're going to see the worst preserved portion on the other side. When we turn around the Colosseum, if you give a glimpse all the way down to the left, you are in view of a few ruins belonging to the barracks of the gladiators. Now has been involved open air time in the forest.
This is the original paving of the Colosseum. That's the Colosseum. And there's ruins down here in front of us. The Arch of Titus. That's another arch. Church of Venus. This is inside the first part of the Colosseum. Bloody old. It's the ceiling, the walls, the outer walls. See how the walls there. You see how old this place is. Chunks out of the bloody rock. It's a rock fallen down.
So when you are in front of vaulted ceilings, you have to imagine the Colosseum was decorated like the geographical maps in here have not enough materials. First of all, the basaltic lava stones upon which ones we were walking when by the Arch of Constantine. Basaltic lava. Then I spoke about tufa.
Blame me.
Come to the right. Come
We
to
just
the right.
followed each other. But you know, that's okay.
When you get away back, in Rome we have average 400 tectonic movements per second.
So people were just standing there.
No, they were sitting. Look, over there, they have regenerated a bit. Since the religious organization, most of the time.
That's where
with water, like
they used to keep all the lions and tigers and that's the main entrance gate for Caesar. The blokes up there actually that are in the wheelbarrow. Looks like they're fixing it all up.
Like go down to another thing at the end of the road and come back and have to.
The original seating.
Like, I might as well because it's nice.
right, you don't want to.
Why do you want to go back up?
That's the exit gate. Through there. That's the scruffy looking rock block we're going with. And this is where the emperor used to sit, right here. I've got a Roman bloke over here smoking a Marlboro. Another one down here waving a sword around. And that's the Colosseum from the outside.
And it's going to be a similar situation tomorrow. So we have a separate room tomorrow for us.
Oh, very
Now,
good.
whether they'll have the full, they said it might not be the full, breakfast buffet. I said, listen, as long as there's somewhere to sit, could be al fresco. No, there will be.
On our way to southern Italy today. Going to see Pompeii. It's 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning. It's real smoggy.
There's all the flower markets back there.
Look at the smog.
High speed. High speed now.
What, did you hit a tree or?
Don't know.
14 degrees.
We know that he was driving. Yeah. Well, there could have been a
On the way out
kangaroo
of Rome.
involved. That's right. We don't know.
Heading south.
Knowing.
Just out of Rome and still very smoggy. Southern Italy, just out of Rome. Good afternoon, Steve, Dennis.
That's 2 weeks.
How you going? All right? Yeah. No, mate, that's good. It's 100 k's out of Naples. South.
On the left-hand side of the highway, but it's the abbey that is more well known than the town. Monte Cassino, the hill of Cassino. History. They absolutely demolished it. They were primarily American, but he was an Austrian because they had been conscripted after the takeover, the Anschluss of 1938, and hid them. So when that building was destroyed, most of those valuable documents had actually been removed, because otherwise we would have lost.
Snow on the route.
Monte Castina, Benedictines, Monastery.
If you have a look at the characteristic shape of a volcano,
And across on the
if we were to go around the other side, around the back of the mountain of Vesuvius, you can actually drive up part of the mountain there. You may just be able to see some skyscrapers out to the right-hand side as we travel along here. Greater Naples area is home to about 3 million people.
Mount Vesuvius. Naples.
And it is an extremely important port. Naples is, when it comes to traffic,
Naples. The Bay of Naples.
one of the most famous products to come out. Would get up, of course, very early in the morning, and by lunchtime they were pretty much done. And what scraps they had left over in the way of dough, they would put. Eventually it became very very popular, not only here but all over the world.
This is the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. Top of the mountain shrouded in steam and cloud, still active.
Minutes away.
Well, we've arrived at Pompeii. That looks like the ruins to it. Up in there, we've got to go through a gate here and get inside and have a look. Looks like ruins of some description.
Morning, are you inside? Yes, inside. Yeah, I saw the coach and
Looking at more ruins here. Pompeii. And we're going to go in through an entrance gate here. And some woman screaming out at the crowd about paying.
Post box on the right hand side.
This was a public square. This is the School of Gladiators. This is where they used to practice.
Where are they? We gotta find them. I sat down.
even we're causing so many problems.
So what's the change?
Diplomat. The presence of women with men causing really distraction. That's something.
That wall's 2,000 years old. Original mortar. This is a road, the original road in Pompeii. These are the original rocks, the original road of Pompeii.
They yet to arrange because they could not build the bridge.
This is how they cross the road, because the roads are
Come
actually
now to
sewer
the,
track.
the other side, and we can see a typical shop, a typical fast food. Burger King, but the idea of restaurants is this one. You can see a side. Let's have a quick together. Then we go upstairs.
Fast food.
That's another street. And that's another street up that way. This is a bakery.
Slightly overcooked, but still done.
We found 80 loaves of bread
One of you.
in one of the ovens.
Museum. On some of the breads it was possible to see initials, to see special marks clearly, as many families used to make their own bread home, and they paid just for the service to bake it.
Another cross section. That's the grooves between the rocks where wagon wheels have worn it away. This is another main road. This is a big one. It's really wide. This came down to a fountain. And there was a fountain there. An obelisk. It's a kilometre long from east to west. This road. The original granite block. It's It's a drain pipe set into the wall, up in the roof to take water. In there, I found a person in a glass case, not on show or display, of doing this through a crack in a wall. There's another fountain in a square that has running water. Join the pipe with lead. Melt and lead to join it. That's the top of the lava flow on top of Pompeii. Still hasn't been uncovered up there yet. That's the depth. The original depth of the pyromastic flow. Symbols on someone's door. Stepping stones to get across the road. This used to be a sewer as well as run the water away. The stepping stone got a big hole in it. This is a brothel back in the old days. As you can see, pictures on the wall tell the tale. This stone bed. Stone beds that they used.
All the positions, and all the repeat on the book. It means position number 1, number 10, that's number 69.
This is the dunny. Broken piece of column up in there.
What is it? What are we looking at? Another penis. That's okay.
No, that's the head of Mickey Mouse with their long nose.
Is that pointing to that doorway?
Out to go to the front. Which way? To the left. So imagine Sailor Dus. Today we call it Prada, Valentinus, Valentino, Ferragamos, Gucci, Pucci, Ciucci, all the names you want. Okay? So remember that the wide entrances are shops, workshops, and frequently the houses of the shopkeepers will be behind.
Looks like the footpaths here used to be paved with bloody lucky stone tiles. Yeah. Tiles. Terrazzo. There's more terrazzo there. This is what they used to have on their footpaths outside their shops. Here's a staircase in this house. It's that old, before Pompeii was buried, that the stairs have been actually worn out. So God knows how long it's been there before it was buried. This is the entrance to someone's flash house. And this is a terrazzo floor, which goes into the courtyard. And they live in there. No end of the road. They put this here to stop people from coming through with chariots. And this is the main square of Pompeii. Oh God, look at this. Oh, dirty. This is incredible. Gee. Out there. This is the main square. And that's Mount Vesuvius in the background. Wow. That peak there is the old Vesuvius that exploded, and this is the new one growing. That's the new one. That's the Temple of Jupiter.
Drill into the cavities and feed injections of liquid plaster. And replace all the cavity left. They dug around, they could catch again the body, the positive. In the right position when and they were covered and they died in the second.
I haven't got rolling in Miranda.
On the wall we've got pictures of, this is where they used to wash and cook fish. Some of the pots and pans and vessels that they dug up. These are the bars.
I'm sorry.
Some of the decoration in this bathroom. This is the floor of this bathroom. Like terrazzo floor. This is the bath, kitchen tile. And it's even got decorations on the wall.
Yes, always so massage, delicato, everywhere. Now we are
I think it's where they used to sit. Probably cushion. They'd sit on it, I suppose.
I pilastrini e la cucina dove entravano 10 o 12 persone, quindi per sciacquarsi
This is a very common decoration for these rooms. They are frequently fluted as these. Nature is a compensation of the steam that drops the floor of these rooms. That's the floor that was very hot.
Okay,
These are some of the artefacts they've dug up. This is a pregnant woman covering her face. That's how she died. It's a dog trying to kiss his ass goodbye.
Here is a dog.
Look at the picture on the wall here of Mount Vesuvius erupting. Don't know when, but it did erupt some years ago. We're going into the city of Naples for lunch. Mount Vesuvius in the back. Naples is waterfront.
It's not the Pacific, but
It's not the Atlantic either.
it's the best that the people of Naples can look forward to. From Naples, or indeed on bars. Just up the hill a little bit and you have farms full of olive.
These are the Coast Road of Sorrento.
The direction of Amalfi. Widely around here there's a liqueur, the lemon zest in particular, that some of you tried the other night when we were in Tuscany.
See the layer of it.
I've come to a farm to have lunch. There's ducks and chooks and smells like a horse in there. Lemons growing on trees. You got birds singing in the trees. There he is, he's up there. Where is he? He's a big fat blackbird. Yeah, we've got our own veggies growing here. Lemons. Olives. And this is the hacienda. Half a mile walk down this. Oh no, we haven't been walking down here. Looks looks like the restaurant is on the left there. Right. This is the restaurant. Look at all the lovelies. This is Naples in the old days. These are photographs on the wall. And we used to have ships, sailing ships and clippers come in. And here we've got an ancient grinding wheel for grinding flour. And you attach a bloody horse to, and he runs around this thing and grinds the flour or pulp. There's old bits and pieces in here. This is old. That's an old press. That press is bloody old. Probably an old olive press. They've got sausage hanging up here in this outdoor kitchen. Everyone's
so
sitting
ladies and
around.
gentlemen, here we have Maria the farm lady.
Mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella, and before she starts, I have also first to tell you that normal mozzarella here in the region of Campania is made from buffalo milk.
That's the exit to the farm we just come out of before we had lunch. And we're walking down the laneway down here to get the bus. Well, that's the other end of the laneway. Couldn't get the bus down here in the pink fit. Someone just got married in Sorrento.